I'm a little disappointed in myself. I had a really good dip and rip. I was up roughly almost $1,000, and I didn't take it, thinking that it would push up some more. And when I saw that it pulled back pretty hard, I didn't want to take the $600 or $500 that I was up on, and I ended up taking a $300 loss. It frustrates me because I just been on a downtrend. But not only that, um, I was already down three k, and I'm down 3,300. Um, uh, and yeah, man, it's just frustrating. It's not the losses. It sounds like it's the losses. It is the losses that's bothering me, but it's not only the losses, but it's just trying to get back to over PDT, um, trying to just be profitable. But I gotta understand that not every this is a very choppy market. Things are not pushing up the way it's supposed to. So, or not supposed to, but it normally does. So I have to take small gains and cut the losses quicker. And I told myself, if this spikes, sell to the first spike. Don't try to wait for a second spike. And I told myself that, but I didn't. So I was watching this stock, GOVE, and I think it went up after hours or pre-market. Um, okay, so this is the second green day. I'm not too comfortable with trading second green days, but um, I looked at the float. The float was pretty high. It was 99 million. I didn't like it, and it had implied shares, which means they have shares available to dump, and have a high outstanding, which for long that's not a good sign. Um, so uh, um, I just waited, and honestly, I was thinking of getting in during pre-market, but I was like, yo, remember, I was thinking about getting early pre-market, and I was like, yo, remember what happened all those other times? You're looking for a dip and rip. If you get in here, it's going to dip, and it might not even rip. So wait for the 945. So it dumped, and I was like so happy that I didn't get in early. Saw that it was holding up here, but I'm like, it's not 945. I don't want to play this. And then I noticed I was watching Stocks to Trade Bryce Tui or whatever his name is trade live, and he was talking about SPI, and uh, he's like SPI is looking like a good dip and rip, and I'm like, let me go take a look at SPI real quick, and I looked at it, I'm like, okay, I asked myself, okay, why is it up? Um, um, didn't really understand this, and I'm like, okay, let me look at the float to see what the float looking like because GOEV is too high on the float. So I'm like, let me look at this float, and it's 15 mil, 23 outstanding and unavailable implied shares. And I didn't get a chance to look at the SEC filings, but I'm like, let me go with this, and I'm just gonna watch it. And I'm watching it because I'm like, I didn't even want to trade. I didn't even want to trade GOEV because the flow was just too damn high. Yeah, it let me go back to it. Yes, it um bounced and then bounced again, but I didn't like this big dump, especially with a high float. So I really didn't want to trade it, but I was like, it seemed like that's the only opportunity for the day, and I might or might not trade it. So after looking at the float here, realizing it was 15 mil, I'm like, okay, it panicked, but it barely did, um, and it's starting to push up. And he's like, okay, it's about to break high day, and it's about to break. Bryce too was like, it's about to break high day, and it's about to break VWAP. So I looked at the 15-minute chart, saw okay, this was the second green day, and not what I like, but it is breaking VWAP. So uh, I got in here, and at first I got in a little bit, 400, and I was trying to add another 400, but I accidentally just hit 100 shares. And let me put the stuff on. So so I added four. I was trying to add 800, but it was I just did the 100, and then I added the 500 here, and then I added another 500, and then it started pushing up. I was up like 300-400 bucks. Um, then I added another 300 when I was trying to add 1,000 or two, um, and it got executed. Uh, and then it had this big panic right here, which threw me off. And I think I went. My average was 717. Excuse me. When I added right here, I told I did the math, and I'm like, I know I'm not risking too much, and I just did the math to make sure that I was correct. And it was, you know, I was my average was 717, and I'm like, okay, I'll cut at uh 710 since it was holding up here around 710. It was holding up around here 710, and I did the math. 717 to 710 is a 7 cent difference. I was in with 1,800 shares. Um, that's 126. 126 is a bit over than what I want, but I'm okay with that. With the potential of it possibly going higher, and it's above VWAP. So when it pulled back, and it went down to 712, and I'm like, okay, it went down to 712. That was a big pullback, and it didn't break 717. I was down like less than 100 bucks, uh, and I'm like, okay, let's be patient. Bryce Tui, although I don't want them to influence my trading, he was like, okay, that was a hard pullback, but it's still holding up nicely, and uh, it didn't break the VWAP, and that's what he said that after I was thinking that. So I'm like, okay, we're on the same track. Um, and I'm like, okay, I gotta cut if it hits 717 though, because I didn't like that hard pullback. Although it held above, a hard pullback like that is a sign of failure. You know, it's getting sold into. So after that, it started pushing up. Um, pushed up again. I was back to like $300-400 gain. Pushed up to here. It got to 748 and was struggling to break through. Then it got to 750 and it was struggling to break through. Honestly, I was thinking, okay, maybe this is not going to work. I should exit right here and get out and just, take the gains. I think I was up like 600 bucks or something. Let's do the math at 750. Um, let's do the math here. So 7.5 minus 7.17 times 1,800 shares. I was up about $600, and I was like, okay, should I take it or not? I'm like, honestly, it looks like it broke higher day, whichever high day was right here. Then it broke this one of these high days. Um, it broke this high day. It broke this high day, and it's testing this high day, and it broke it by 3 cents. But you still have that $half mark that that is still psychologically a resistance level. Um, so um, when it was testing, I'm like, just be patient, and if it fails right here, then cut at like 7:30 and just take a small 15-cent gain, close to 15-cent gain. Then it pushed up and broke it, and it went up to like 770, almost 770, and I was like, you're up almost $1,000. Take the gain. And I'm like thinking about it, and then once I'm processing it, it just pulled right back hard. It got slammed back down, and I was like, fuck. I got emotional, honestly. And I was like, fuck, that would have been perfect. That would have put me close to PDT. You feel me? Or back to 2400. Yeah, back to 2400. And I'm like, fuck. I'm trying to get back to over PDT so I can um switch back to a margin account because there's times where I don't want to be in a position where I see another opportunity, but I'm stuck in a cash account and I gotta wait for the cash to settle. And I'm just like, fuck. And that influenced me to not exit here. And and I just held and it was fading, fading, fading. And I'm holding, I'm like, okay, where do you think is gonna hold support and push back up? And I'm like, man, I don't know, but maybe here or here. I'm just thinking. And I'm just patiently trying to let it hold. And I'm just like letting it I'm just trying to give it as much time. But I told myself, get out on the first spike. This is technically the second spike because you see a push here, consolidate, push again. This is a whole spike, pull back, whole spike again. And I warned myself to get the fuck out, and I didn't. After not wanting to trade GOEV, I was up $1,000 and I missed the opportunity, and I was really disappointed in myself. And I was, in the chat with on the live chat on uh on YouTube, and uh I asked Bryce some interesting questions, and he answered it. One of the questions that I asked him, he said it was really good. And then the three other questions, uh, out of the four questions I asked, he only answered two. Uh, I asked him also. I can't remember the first question I asked him, but the second one was, and I got to go back to that video. But the second one was, uh, um, what signs do you get to let you know when to exit, or how can you improve on your exits? And he said something brief, but I just wanted to get a better understanding of. The first question was, uh, what did he do to improve on um, after he became consistently profitable? And he said refine, refine, refine. I honestly don't know the meaning of refine, but it's really just hold on. It's really just um, it's really just like refining. Okay, my opinion. It's really just like he said it. He explained it like research, do videos, do journals, understand where you need to improve at, understand where your mistakes are, and go over it over and over again, and that's where I'm at right now. Like I'm profitable, but I'm having mistakes, and I'm just like, okay, what do I need to do to improve, bro? Because this shit is killing me right now. Um, but like they said, keep your account alive so that when we get another hot market, your account is still alive to profit and to make gains. So right here, I was up 50 cents per share. Uh, so like on a good day where we get like a good squeeze, you know, um, you'll see this shit squeeze to uh, more than this. You won't get dip, rip, a dip and rip, and then fell right after, and then continue to fade for the rest of the day, like you see now, or struggling to hold support a whole low a day. You'll get one of those dip, rip, and keep ripping all the way to like 12 o'clock, and then fade. So yes, I took a $315 loss. That's a bit more than what I wanted, but my account's not dead. Um I'm only down $2,500 for my account in my account. Uh, I'm under the PDT. I made that amount in one day. Um, Although I'm not under the PD, I don't have to deal with the PDT. The next issue that I'm dealing with is the cash that I use. I have to wait till my account cash settles. So I can't just get into a trade. If it doesn't go my way, I just let it go, and you see the stock dropping some more. But I just can't get into a trade. It doesn't go my way, and I get out, and then I go trade another stock. With this cash settling thing, it's really like I get one trade per day. Like I get one shot per day, which is better than the PDT, of course. But it makes me have to think more and be more careful with uh my trades, because it's like I only get one shot, because if I have 2,200 in my account, I'm only allowed to use half of that. Um, and that's 10 G's, 12 G's, 11 G's isn't much. So once I take a trade, which is like that much, and it doesn't go my way, I gotta wait till the next day. So if there's other opportunities, I'm fucked. And even if I take a good trade and I become over the PDT, I still gotta wait another day for um, my account to transfer from margin to from cash account to margin when I submit the order. So, but I mean, there's always going to be opportunities the next day as well. But it's really now I'm being forced to be more careful, which is really good. But uh, I just want to get back to where I was a couple weeks ago, where I was over the PDT and I was progressing. But you know, if I have to, I'll take a break. You know, um, but I don't know, man. The holidays are coming up. Thanksgiving, today's the 16th, 17th. Thanksgiving's coming up, what, next week? I don't even know, you know. But I just gotta be patient. My account is still relatively good. Yeah, I'm down 2,500. I'm under 2,500 under the PDT, but it doesn't matter. Like I still can I still can do good, bro. I still can get back right. So I can't let this stress me out, because honestly, it was making me really upset that missed this opportunity. I didn't take gains quickly enough, but I put my head down on my desk and I was upset, banging on the table. But fuck that, it's like, okay, you're upset for a few minutes and then you let it go. You gotta figure this out, and I gotta improve. That's all it is. I gotta improve. So I'm done with this video. Um, Tomorrow's a new day. just study for the rest of the day. You got class, you gotta study, you got basketball. Do what you gotta do, but study, 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 and keep improving. Not only that, but that live trading in the morning with Bryson Tui, that's not gonna last long. He even said it. This is temporary. We're just doing it for now. But if you want us to continue to do it, you're gonna have to be part of the stocks to trade team. And honestly, I really like the live trading. I'm thinking about joining, but I don't know. I feel like I have so much information that I need to study that um, depending on the price, I would join or not. But there's so much shit I need to study, and I'm behind on that. I just gotta focus on what's in front of me first. But I need to go back and study those videos so I can really get forward.